Want you to know that I'm willing to.
Oh, I'm so hot. Ooh. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm cooking and my house smells like the first season of Thanksgiving. Praise God. I hope that's my title. I just had to play this Virgin by R. Kelly. As long as you're singing more and more, and after that you want more and more, and after that more and more. Y'all gotta excuse me. I gotta go wipe the sweat off my face, y'all. More and more, and after that you want more and more, then after that more and more, then after that more. Now, if you want me to make your love come, I'll be willing to do anything. And even if you want me to kiss places, then I'll be willing to make you scream. Said I'm down for whatever you say. Girl, all you gotta do is speak your mind. Want me here Monday to Monday. Then baby girl, it's fine. As long as you're screaming, oh, more and more. Then after that you want more and more. Then after that more and more. What do you say? More and more. Then after that you want more and more. Then after that more and more. Then after that more. Baby, we'll be over from the bed to the floor. And we'll be going from the bedroom to the kitchen. We'll be going from the kitchen to the planet. Straight to the bed. I'll be taking you up the stairs. Cause I guarantee that was my auntie. They more and more, more and more, more and more, more. Hey Carolyn, happy Sunday, first Sunday in this season of Thanksgiving, girl. Let me see, I gotta fix this thing. Na na na. Na 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 na. Sing it na 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 na. Praise God, praise God, praise God, praise God. I have to turn this down, and I am going to go on mute for a minute. Okay, everyone. Wait. What am I doing? I don't know how to do this thing. Oh, okay. I'm back. Okay, happy first Sunday in this Thanksgiving season. My house is smelling like food. Okay, I just did the jerk chicken. I put that in the oven. I did the greens. I'm not going to do the cornbread muffins like I was going to do because I don't have any, and I don't feel like going back out to the store to go and get some. And then I got to start this chicken. I got to start frying this chicken and everything for dinner. Okay, because I'm not doing no cooking for a couple of days this week. I just said, let me just cook on Sunday, just get it done, get it out of the way. And then, during the week or whatever like that, coming home from work or going to work, I pack my lunch, I pack my husband's lunch and whatever, and we good. We are good. But people going to be over here for dinner anyway. My sister, my nephew, they still transitioning. They still moving into their new home. So a lot of their stuff have to get out of my house because the holidays are coming. So they got to get all this stuff out of here. You know what I'm saying? So at least my house can look decent for the holiday, for the Thanksgiving season. So I'm just preparing dinner and everything. I was at church today virtually. I didn't make it. I didn't make it up this morning. I didn't get up this morning. I felt lazy. This I got to get. I got to get away from this virtual stuff. But we are my church right now. We are going to be receiving our new pastor next week. So I'm going to wait until next week when we get our new pastor, so he could get familiar with me. So I will show up next Sunday if God's willing. I will um, make my presence there instead of just being lazy and staying at home and watching it virtually. But I did enjoy the service this morning. We had our assistant pastor preach at the church. My pastor was actually promoted to bishop, so he will no longer be serving as pastor, but he'll be serving as the bishop or whatever in that district. So that family is moved on, and now we getting a new family into the church. So I'm just going to be there for that opening for next Sunday. I'm going to make my presence there to be known for and welcoming that new family, so they could get familiar with me in the community. But the word today was this: bigger is not better. And I've been saying that. I'm saying because I have a small number of followers here on my channel, and I believe I bring good, information or whatever here to these YouTube streets about these, excuse me, things that are, you know, trending around Robert Sylvester Kelly, who I am a platform for him. I'm really actually here to support injustice against Robert Sylvester Kelly. I don't know how many of you read my community wall today, but I came across the video for the appellate attorney Jennifer Bongine, and I liked the things, and I took notes and everything, and I wrote it up on the wall, things that she did speak on about what the government has done, and they need to be held accountable for that. What they did is that it was a travesty to the justice that was served for Robert Sylvester Kelly, because none of the things that they actually attacked him on was law. Okay. And she went over why she had looked at this case and why she found interest in that R. Kelly does deserve for this trial to be appealed. And the reason why she broke it down, even though she was asked why would support R. Kelly. Yes, thank you, Carolyn. Yeah, so she broke it down to why she feels the way she feels is because the government have done, they overreached. Okay, they overstepped, they overreached, and they overreacted. And the things that they charging him for is things going back 30 years of his life. And this man may not even, can recollect a lot of things that had happened 30 years ago because he's been in this business and met a lot of people. So some of the things that they might have came at him with, especially with the law, with the Mann Act law, what is historically problematic because that law has always been used to abuse black men, especially. They use that law, I believe, on Chuck Berry. Um, hey, Tanya, how are you? I'm glad you're here this afternoon with me. And they used that law against him, and they also used it against this boxer. I don't remember his name, when he was dating a white woman and he was bringing her across the state lines or whatever like that. So that law right there is very problematic, and that's what she wanted to bring to attention to people about why she felt R. Kelly's rights have been violated. We can't go by what media put out there. We couldn't go by, Lifetime docu-series Surviving R. Kelly and all these things that they assassinated this man's character with in the public, and public opinion is not the law. He was already found guilty even before he even any of this stuff was even brought into the courthouse. So how can they find that justice? How could you find this verdict of his to be guilty when I can't trust it? And it's hurtful to the American system here that was supposed to give people the right to remain innocent until proven guilty by the court of law. They proved him guilty before it even went to the court of law. Is buffering? My video is buffering. Is it still buffering? Jack Johnson. Thank you, Carolyn. I appreciate that. Jack Johnson. So, there is some things that to what Jennifer Bonjean was saying. And I was like saying, I don't think R. Kelly, if you're not going to talk intelligently about this, I don't think you need to touch this topic. I don't think you need to even bring her on in your content or your conversation if you can't really go over the things she spoke about. See, there's some people out here, they doing these 300 and 400 hours lives and stuff all day long. And then it falls into a lot of foolishness around this stuff. So it doesn't look good for the real supporters that are right out here like myself. I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? People are people, and I love everybody. But we are talking about something that's very sensitive, and people need to be educated about this because not only just for R. Kelly, but this is also happening a lot to maybe a whole lot of other celebrities. It could happen to your loved ones. It could just happen to anybody. You might, get caught out there like that. So, we want people to be aware, and we also want people to be woke, and we want to educate the public about this stuff. All that other foolishness or whatever like that, do it some other time. If you're on the platform for Robert Sylvester Kelly, then be here to educate people about what's going on, about the law and the injustice that has been done to this man. Don't keep dragging him into your foolishness. Don't be fighting over who's this and who's that and who's for him and who's not for him and this, that. It just brings a whole lot of distraction. I didn't come here for foolishness. I actually came here because I wanted to help in this fight for righteousness, in this fight against injustice being done to a very high profile celebrity, and how he's been mistreated by the law going 30 years back. Even when she touched on about the things that happened back then when he was on trial, with the government really had something on him, they could have got him then. You don't go reaching back 30 years ago and 35 years ago or whatever, when this person, was on trial for something as far as being with minors or whatever. If you want to get him on something, they could have got him 30 years ago for just even being with underage women and gave him the statutory rape charge or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But why now they want to come and they do a docu-series, then they do all of this stuff in the media about this man, and then they go around, and then his whole trial was a circus. It was a real circus. It was evil. It was ugly. It was mean. It was cruel. It was dishonest. It was all of that. This whole man's sex life was on trial. 30 years of his life on trial. It has proven nothing about a RICO. But then they came with the slick one with this Mann Act law, this outdated law that hasn't been used since 19 whatever, in the 1920s or 30s or something. Chuck Berry's Chuck Berry. He was a great king of rock, and they took his title away as being the king of rock and roll. He wrote songs, mostly the songs that even Elvis was singing was by Chuck Berry. He didn't receive his honor of being in the Wall of Fame for rock and roll until the man was in the grave. What kind of honor is that when a person is dead and they can't smell their flowers? So it was just a lot. And she said that she's confident in what she's doing. And, and this is what she's fighting for the government to be held accountable for what they did as far as abusing the RICO statute, the RICO statute and this Mann Act law. This totally needs to be abolished, or it needs to be revised, and it needs to be changed in some way because it's old and it's outdated. And every law at a certain amount of time, if it hasn't been used at a certain amount of time, is no longer used anymore. It's supposed to be, I forgot the terms they use in law, because they got their own language and everything. They have their own language. So in this part, this law shouldn't even been used at all because it's outdated. Nobody used it over a certain amount of time. If this law has not been used, it's gone. It's no longer a law. It don't exist anymore. And then yes, and all the rules and everything else they changed at the end. So she's really know her stuff, and she know what she's coming for, because she says she chose this so that people can have the right to have a fair trial. And this is why she chose the career she chose. And if you're not in this kind of field of law and defending people rights or whatever like that, if your heart ain't honestly in it, then this is not the right field for you to be in. You know what I'm saying? This is why you chose this as a defense attorney, to defend your client, to defend what is right, what is wrong, to find the evidence or whatever that you are attacking this man or woman on, and proving it without a doubt. You know what I'm saying? So why people go into these fields to use this to abuse power, to abuse it? So that's the stuff that Jennifer Bonjean was teaching and speaking on, and I salute her. I salute her. Thank God for women like her, who really take what they do to the trueness of their heart. Because there's, just like I said about this R. Kelly platforms and stuff, if you're not in this fight really for this man, and if you're really not about him getting a fair trial and really seeing that he get his constitutional rights granted, and if you're not in it with your heart in it for him, then there's no reason for you to be on here doing no kind of commentary around. You could do your commentary, but don't speak on him. Because most of you who did start getting followers and all these other stuff, people believing in you, giving you cash apps, money, some of y'all don't even, I don't even want to say it. Okay. There's no way you should have people on your channel blocking other bloggers from getting an opportunity to educate the public and to educate those who are here to support Robert Sylvester Kelly about what's going on around his trial. When you got all this nonsense going on, it's a distraction. It's a distraction. And the thing is don't put God in it, because God ain't about no mess. And that's why I don't be, that's why when I see the people, the old covs and the other people seeing that we don't have any unity, we don't have any loyalty to what we're doing, they not saying that, but they can't see it because of the simple fact they got all this foolishness all the time going on. If you're not going to talk about this man and bring some kind of intellect or some kind of intelligent conversations around his trial, then don't speak on it. Yes, it's just so much foolishness. And that's why I say bigger don't means better. It's about getting better. It's not about being big and having a whole large number of followers on your channel. It's about being better, giving out quality content. Quality. And I also want to salute Hollywood Next, Pieces of the Puzzle. Remember when she first came on the scene, how she was wild and crazy and whatever. But the thing that I do like about Hollywood Next now, that I see that she has toned it down a whole lot, and she has been working hard to make some changes within herself to get better, because she didn't have to. But I came to her comment section when she announced that Jennifer Bonjean was going to be discussing the around this R. Kelly stuff. She was going to talk about introducing why she's interested in taking this fight for R. Kelly and his appeal. She did mention, she came in, she gave it what you call, and I said, well, if you go live, I will join you, in the discussion, and we all can be on one accord. And that's exactly what she did. She did her live. She came live to her fans and to her followers and those who support her channel. She did do that. She did it. And I thank God for her doing that. And that's what I like. I like when, at least you're trying to make some adjustments. You're trying to make some changes within yourself as far as supporting Robert Sylvester Kelly. And I know sometimes it gets a little crazy because people still, looking back at what happened 2 years ago or 3 years ago when this whole thing started. But I do see the changes in her, and I salute her. Keep her lifted in prayer. Continue to keep her encouraged or whatever she's doing, because at least she's trying. And I could give her that kind of props, of what she's trying to do. She only come on briefly. Lately, she's been coming on briefly. She come on, she just shoots out here just now and then, let you know she's all right, and she moves away. That's growing, and that's maturity. That's growing and spiritually maturing. She's spiritually maturing. I seen her evolving and everything else like that. So salute to her. And that's what I wanted to come and say. I'm not going to stay very long because I'm going to have to start getting this chicken ready and doing some other things. One of my curtain, the what you call the valine on my curtain and whatever, it's kind of like not looking right. And plus I have to get back to a phone call. And I just wanted to just come and just share that with y'all today on my platform. I'm not going to stay very long. If I have anything else to discuss, oh yes, I will be back for the 6 p.m. here in Eastern Standard Time here in the state that I live in. Time is on the side of the coast that I live on or whatever. The time for me will be 6 p.m. Those of you central, I think that's going to be at 5 p.m. And those of you who live in on Pacific coast or whatever that like that, your time and schedule for the book Bible study, book reading, the healing the soul of a woman, and that will be discussed on Stand Up to Be Counted's channel. So if you don't have anything scheduled later on for the day, try to come in and we can all, get to hear, maybe what's going on in the book, read the book, some things that probably can relate to you in your life, help you heal and get past some of your brokenness or whatever, or disappointments within yourself, dealing with yourself or whatever as a woman. This is a woman panel. It's going to be a woman discussion. Men are welcome to come and be a part of it. Not be a part of it, but they're welcome to be there to listen, because men can't really give a study on women because men are not women. They men. You know what I'm saying? But they welcome to come and listen to, some things that we women deal with in our lives as far as mothers, wives, girlfriends, sisters, and friends, even friends. So if you can come out and be at the discussion with Stand Up Be Counted, I think she's doing a great job. Support her ministry. I love her ministry. I love what she brought here to around this R. Kelly stuff. I mean, I think it could be very useful, not only just for the R. Kelly supporters, but also for the women that's over there on Archive and even some of the alleged victims. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I gotta go. So you all have a blessed and wonderful Sunday. And if God's willing, I'll be back with you all this evening. Be safe. Peace.